as somebody who was already doing it, was already making money, and then you started a podcast, do you feel that the podcast has been valuable to you, or do you genuinely just wish that you would have just kept selling the way that you did before?
Oh, the podcast has been huge, right? I mean, here's the deal. Podcast is the best way to consume content because you've got somebody's 100% undivided attention. They got you in their ears, right? And so they're driving, they're working out, they're on their bike or something like that. And there's not a bunch of ads that are flashing up all around them. Like if they're on YouTube, the average people watch only 25% of the video, let's just say, right? And there's a ton of other videos there. There's ads that are popping up, but the average listen time of a podcast is like 85, 90%. It's way, way higher, right? The other thing that a lot of people don't think about is the average income of a podcast listener is the highest of all of the social media channels. YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all of that, the average income of a podcast listener is high, the highest. So it's a great medium to find the best customers with the ones who have the money. And so I like it because you have their attention. It's much more intimate. Like I started doing these podcasts, I called them REI in your car. And I copied it from Russell Brunson, who was doing marketing secrets in your car. And basically, I just get my phone and I record while I'm driving. And I talk about, something that's going on. Usually these are 10-minute, 15-minute podcasts. I talk about a deal that I'm doing or a coaching call I just had with a client or something that I was inspired by. And I just talk about it. And I say, hey, guys, how you doing? Joe here. I'm in the car. I just dropped my daughter off at gymnastics, heading home. It's a beautiful day today. And I was just thinking about this. I was listening. I was just had a call earlier today, and I had a client who had this problem, and this is what I told her to do. And I think this might be helpful for you all too. Or it could be, I was just working on this deal. Let me tell you what happens. Let me tell you why I screwed up and there's a mistake that I made. And so I'm just teaching kind of while I'm driving. So one time I got a complaint from somebody that said, Joe, you're just talking way too much. Like, get to the point, hurry up. And then I felt bad. Next podcast, I said, hey, y'all, I just got to apologize. I feel bad. I'm driving in the car and I'm just spending way too much time talking about my family or what's going on in my day. And I'm sorry. I'm just going to start getting right to the point better. Thank you to whoever complained, right? And then I got flooded with more emails after that saying, what are you talking about? We love that. We feel like we're sitting in the car with you when you're driving. And he was also complaining about the background noise because at the time I drove this big diesel truck and he was complaining about it being too loud. And so I also apologize for the background noise, and I should be doing, this is a professional podcast. I should have better mics and better cameras and all that. But people are like, no, it feels like we're there in the car with you. And if you listen to NPR or any talk radio, they do a lot of these news stories where you hear the environment and the people that are outside. They'll do interviews in a coffee shop and you can hear the noise in the background. So it makes them feel like they're more right there with you. I do have my podcast editor maybe take out the ums and the ahs and the pauses and but they can hear the click tock tick tock of my turn signal as I'm in my car, right? Don't take that out. Keep it in there. So that is a great way to do content. And you're going to have a better relationship with podcast listeners than you will with YouTube viewers or anybody on social media. That's why I love podcasting. I think I'm never going to stop doing it. I feel like it's a great way to connect with your audience. You don't have to have a big audience to do well with it. You just need to be consistent with it. You need to be genuine. And the less professional, the less scripted, the better. It's got to be genuine. And you also still need to deliver good content and value, not talk about the same thing every single time, but talk about your challenges and your struggles and the deals and successes that you've been doing, and always be thinking about how can you take what these things that I've done and use them to your advantage to avoid the same mistakes I did, or to copy, just duplicate what I'm doing and have success with it as well.